Yo, what is going on? Hey, this is your boy JC from JC Sports Talk. And tonight I had to bring like someone special, basically. I've been trying to get him on my channel for about a year now, but you know how the regular season go. Everybody's busy, trying to get their content out and stuff like that. But I just feel like that we had to get this going. And what a better time than to bring him on during the craziest season in NFL history. So without further ado, welcome my guy Jay Tuck. Let them know a little bit about you and where they could find you and what you're working on.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Tuck, man. Hey, I appreciate you for having me on. Like I said, it's been a long time coming. Like when the season happens, man, there's been so many different games and channels, and you pulled in so many different directions. But now since the off season, it's kind of tempered down a little bit. So, man, we about to have some fun tonight. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. JTuck151 is where I do all my content. CFO Sports is my channel. So it used to be Cowboys fans only, but now at CFO Sports, we are transitioning because I do a lot of NFL draft content. And so I have, a bunch of like Chargers fans and, Vikings fans like, man, I love your channel, bro. But, with that name, it's kind of secluded. So we're going through a transition. So we welcome all NFL fans, even Eagles fans as well. Like crazy thing, man. Like I tell people all the time, I have a huge support system when it comes to the Eagles. Like it's crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Brotherly love, baby.
Yeah, the Eagles fans be showing me love, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to the Eagles content community as well, man. Y'all do an incredible job. So it's always a fun time when we link. And also, right what I'm working on right now, I'm actually in Kansas City. So I do a Sunday show on 810 radio, WHB ESPN Kansas City with my guy Darren Smith. We talk about all sports. We talk about NBA. We've been talking about March Madness right now. What's going on? My bracket's already busted, but it's a good time, man. I just love talking sports with passionate sports fans, and it's all a passion of mine. I enjoy it.
Yeah, facts, man. Look, hey, I understand, where you're coming from, man. Hey, because my name was JC Eagles Talk.
Right.
So I changed it to JC Sports Talk.
Yeah.
So now I talk about basketball, football, soccer, cheerleading. I don't give a damn.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about everything because I'm a sports fanatic.
Right.
And I feel like I'm selling myself short if I just talk about the Eagles only. Like, you can talk about so much about your team until people just start getting like, ain't nothing going on, but you try to force the Eagles content
right.
over.
Yeah, so you'd be crazy not to be able to talk about what's going on right now in the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So like that's how I in Cowboys Nation know I'm home based. They know, I'm always outside. I'm at every game, I'm at camp, I'm everywhere. So they know where my heart is, man. But it's just like there's other stuff going on. And like I said, I don't ever want to pigeonhole myself to being just one thing. I can do a little bit of everything. So
yes, sir. Hey, look, hey, I agree with you 100%. Hey, look, his link is in the chat. So if you missed it, it's right here. Just click the link in the chat and just follow him on every social media platform. Like, hey, I've been watching you. Like, first of all,
appreciate it.
Look, hey, it's been a long time coming. I've really been watching you, and I feel like one of my best friends from the military is a Cowboys fan. Unfortunately, I didn't know that before we served together. You know what I mean? Doing bullets, just going over our head. He told me he was a Cowboy fan. I had no choice but to defend his ass.
Right. Well, Cowboys fans should be usually dodging bullets, man, because that's all we get sent our way, man. Every day it's something, and sometimes it's from your own damn fan base. So
look, exactly. So one of my my best friend is a Cowboy fan, a Giants fan, a Raiders fan, and a Browns fan. I can honestly tell you right now, I have 4 best friends, all from the military. Nobody outside the military, and it just happened to be no Eagles like fans, but different sports team fans. But I'm okay with it, because you know what, your brothers in arms.
Right, it's your brothers. It's deeper than just fandom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So regardless what team you root for, man, look, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But let's get into this, man. Look, this NFL, man. Before we get into Cowboys, Eagles, NFC East, anything like that, This NFL off-season, OMG. Yo, I've never seen, I'm 41 years old, I think I turned 41. Yeah, I turned 41 March 1st. I've never seen this in my life where literally, like, you have so much movement where only one player from the AFC went to the NFC, which is Carson Wentz, went from the Colts to the Washington Commanders, which is trash. But hey, we'll get into that. But every other move was to the AFC. Devontae Adams, Russell Wilson, Amari Cooper, Khalil Mack, Matt Ryan, Robert Woods, Tyreek Hill today, Deshaun Watson. I mean, it's on and on and on. So how do you feel that this offseason is gone so far as the NFL? Like, is this good for the NFL? Interested? I mean, hey, have you ever seen anything like this before?
Yeah, I think, I'm kind of torn. I'll say it like this. I think it's great for the NFL because we know right now, man, it's always kind of dead season. We're kind of sitting back like, how many more days until September, until football starts? So, like, every day the NFL is staying relevant and staying lit because normally when it's NBA free agency, they get all the chaos, you know what I'm saying? And we kind of can sit on our hands. And so it's good from the NFL standpoint of keeping everything lit because it's on the topic of conversation. I mean, you mentioned all those things that happened, right? And you forgot even Tom Brady came back out of retirement. And that's how chaotic this offseason has been with all these moves, man. So I think it's good for the NFL. Now, here's my concern. I never wanted the NFL to turn into the NBA. And you're kind of seeing that right now, right? So it's like, all right, I'm disgruntled. I'm going to demand a trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so NFL is a different loyalty amongst the fan base and, versus the teams. And so I never wanted to kind of get into that situation. Now it's a crapshoot. I mean, Pat Mahomes can say tomorrow, you know what? You traded Tyreek Hill. I don't want to be in, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it starts a rumbling. So I never wanted to get to that level, but it seems like it's going to be the new era of just sports in general, so you're going to have players disgruntled like Tyreek Hill. They want their payment and they're going to leave to go to other teams. And so it's like, it makes it interesting, but it also can kind of hurt from the fan base as well. But it's definitely fun, man. And yeah, shouts out to Panther Nation podcast. My guy, Rashad Neal, man, we do content with them all the time. They do great content for the Panthers as well. So that's my fam as well, man. I rock with everybody, man. Because I know what it takes in this content creation community, what it really takes and the sacrifice it makes, man. So, whether you're on my team or the other team, man, I definitely appreciate the hustle, man, because it's not easy. Trust me. Let's see here.
So do you think this is healthy for the NFL? Like, I mean, is it healthy that if a player is not healthy, as a matter of fact, example, Kyler Murray, he still have 2 years left.
Right.
So he's asking, he was like, I'm not playing a snap until I get a new NFL contract. So is it healthy for the NFL, or like, is it like bad things to come?
Yeah, you have to tread lightly because now the gate is open. I mean, because we saw what happened with Deshaun Watson even before all the other incidents, right? He was just disgruntled and wanted out, and he was at the point where he wasn't going to play. And like going into today, like I said, I live here in Kansas City. Tyreek Hill wasn't a free agent. Like he was still on a contract. So if it's me, all right, you're just growing, you want your money, whatever, you're still on contract, hold this clip, do something. Yeah. I'm gonna force you to sit out for the whole season. I'm not gonna send you away for the 28th pick in the first, like I wasn't gonna do that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. You mentioned Kyler Murray, right? Kyler Murray went through a situation, removed everybody on his Instagram and did this whole ordeal just because he wants his payment. And so now it really opens the floodgates. And we kind of know that NFL owners, man, they a little different. Like, let's be honest, they a little different and they don't like to be bossed around and kind of told what to do and forcing the moves. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic works moving forward between the players and the owners, because like I said, we don't know what's going to be the case moving forward. We got to refresh the Twitter app to make sure ain't one of our guys that's growing wanting out and demanding their trade. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I agree with you, man. Hey, I think, this is the worst thing ever for the NFL. This cannot be like basketball.
Right.
Basketball have a 10-man team, a roster.
Right.
Yeah, this is a 52-man man roster
Right.
like every year. So if every player is like, hey, trade me, I'm not happy here.
Right.
I mean, it's not good for the NFL. I mean,
Right.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's the most entertaining, sports, NFL ever. Like,
Right.
besides the NBA, the MLB, the NFL is all year round,
Right.
regardless what's going on. March Madness is going on right now, and I'm hearing more NFL talk than March Madness.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're a true baseball fan, you had no idea about that lockout, bro. Like you had zero idea what was going on with baseball because the NFL, since the moment the season's ended, has just been at an all-time high. And like now, shoot, we 34 days away from the draft, man. And that's normally where it turns up because you got OTA starting. So it's pretty much the 2022 season already, man. So I know the NFL is smiling from ear to ear because that's what it's all about, getting those dollars and that revenue.
Yeah, facts. So,
Right.
all right. So let me get your prediction so far for the AFC West because that's been the talk in the offseason. I mean, we had, like I mentioned before, we had a lot of guys, big name guys. The Khalil Mack go to the Chargers. I mean, we had
Devontae Adams
Chandler
to the
Jones went to the Raiders. Devontae Adams went to the Raiders. Like, how do you feel about the AFC West? Is this the best division ever? Have you seen, so far, or have you seen better?
Yeah, talent-wise, I haven't seen anything like it, and that's the crazy part about today because a lot of those teams in the AFC West was making these moves to keep up with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs finally say, you know what, we tap out, Tyreek Hill, you go. So it's like, all right, like, damn, bro, y'all don't see these other teams loading the deck right now? Like, that's the last thing you can do is get rid of your primary weapons, and so it's going to be interesting to see how things shape up, but it's also going to be interesting to see, all right, Pat Mahomes, are you really that good without the toys?
That's the thing right there. Is he that good? Because always had Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, and a genius-minded head coach and Andy Reid. Hey, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm gonna give you the key to the mansion.
Right.
Just don't screw it up.
Right.
And now, I mean,
it's different. It's different.
Tyreek Hill, Steph Curry. I mean, if the Warriors let Tris, your Tyreek Hill to me is like the Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, Emmitt Smith, or Walter Payton is one in a lifetime generation talent.
Right.
That Deion Sanders, he went from the 49ers to Cowboys. Automatically win what? The championship the following year. So it's just one of those things where are you sure that you're making the right decision? Because that one player deserve that much respect that your whole the whole defense changed their whole strategy for that one player compared to now.
Yeah, and like I said, I got a bunch of friends who are Chiefs fans, and I said, now when we play Madden, bro, I got the Birdman hand rub because I ain't got to worry about Tyreek Hill.
Exactly.
So I might be blitzing a little bit more, but that's the thing is when you have that caliber of weapon, man, Tyreek Hill, you have to know where he is at all times, and so it's going to make things a little bit different for Travis Kelce and Pat Mahomes because even though they had Tyreek Hill last year, you saw a lot where they were kind of struggling in the middle of the season, where a lot of these teams were kind of playing, they're dropping back in coverage, playing a soft shell, and only rushing with 4. Now, if you ain't got to worry about that speed demon, you can really get back there and kind of play soft coverages and kind of bracket Travis Kelce and let Pat Mahomes beat you with Juju Smith-Schuster and Josh Gordon. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to change things. But, Andy Reid is a creative mind, but it lowers that playing field. And you're seeing teams like the Chargers emerge. I mean, the Chargers were already kind of on the cusp right now. Then you add what they add. Also, they had J.C. Jackson as well as far as the cornerback. And you got Asante Samuel, Derwin James. They're loaded as well. You have the Raiders. And then now you have the Broncos with Russell Wilson. You have Judy still. They snatched Randy Gregory from us. And so they're loading the deck as well. and the Chiefs are kind of coming back down to reality. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they handle the offseason moving forward. But the AFC West, man, it's going to be blockbuster every Sunday.
Yo, hey, I have to agree with you, man, because look, I never seen this move coming before. I didn't see a Khalil Mack just going to the Chargers for what? A second round pick.
Right.
Russell Wilson, like leaving Seattle to go to the Broncos with the young receiving core with a top 5 defensive team from last year.
And a running back as well. Like, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, like all these moves are being made. It's like the AFC West. Whoever wins the Super Bowl will come out the AFC West. I mean,
I said on Twitter, I disagree because I feel like by the time they get to the playoffs, they're gonna be exhausted, man. Because every week's gonna be a playoff game, you know, playing with that type of talent.
Hey, there's 2 weeks in between. I mean, you got time to rest up.
They gonna bang each other and it be done, you know what I'm saying? And here comes like the Bengals or somebody, or the Browns are gonna, you know, swoop them and sleep them. So, but it's gonna be tough just to get out the AFC West, man, because it's, you know, and it's kind of weird for the Chiefs standpoint, because like the Chiefs, like I said, I live here, and like they finally opened this window. Tom Brady's going to the NFC. You have one of the best quarterbacks in football. Like, it's your turn, your time now. And then it's like, damn, did that window just shut on their hands? Like, you know, like, is it really over for the Chiefs? So, you know, Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid, they're definitely going to put their heads together to find out how it's going to work. So,
look, if I know Andy Reid, man, hey, for 14 years in Philly, hey, trust me, he never had receiving talent. He had Todd Piskin, Chad Lewis, Freddie Mitchell, Hank Basket. I mean, come on, one catch. Hank Basket. The one time he had a legit Tyreek Hill type of receiver was T.O., and the Eagles happened to go to Super Bowl that year. The one time we never had, and my biggest fear is this, that the Chiefs, if I know Andy Reid from the Eagles era, the Chiefs don't draft good, talented wide receivers, because I'm talking about, hey, we went back 14 years of evidence.
Right.
14 years of paper trail that you suck and drafting wide receivers. But you have to have that quarterback, though. McNabb, Mahomes, they're not on the same level, but at the same time, they both could scramble out the pocket and make things happen. So Andy Reid had that going for him, which will allow Kansas City Chiefs to be in a lot of games. You know, just moving forward, regardless who's that receiver. You still got, you know, Kelsey and
McCole Hardman
and Gordon, I think, and Smith.
Yeah,
but that's not scaring anybody.
It don't scare me. It don't scare me. Like my Chiefs,
ain't nobody paying for none of them.
Like, oh, we gonna draft a receiver. I'm like, okay, so if you draft, let's say Drake London out of USC. Ooh, you know, Drake meme was scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Take Drake London over Tyreek Hill. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? No one's gonna be worried about that. It's gonna change how things are in Kansas City. I mean, not only just from the wide receiver aspect, just from the kick return aspect. Like, you know, that's a whole nother value in itself. I just don't understand the Chiefs' thought process with it. Like I said, Tyreek Hill would have had to kind of sit down a little bit, and we're going to talk this offseason. He can miss camp and do all that. But by the time the season came around, he going to want to be out there. You know?
Okay. So, hey, it's funny how you should mention the Tyreek Hill point of it, because we're about to jump into, guess who? The Dallas Cowboys off-season moves. Because I feel like, my personal opinion, just seeing all the moves, all the good quarterbacks run away from the NFC, the linebackers run away from the NFC, the receivers just go away from the NFC to the AFC. I feel like if the Dallas Cowboys kept their core together, that they would have been like coming into the regular season 2022, 2023 favorites coming out that conference, especially the way they went out this last year's playoffs. So how do you feel about the Dallas Cowboys off-season moves so far, losing, a Cooper, a Eric, Wilson, he was your fourth string wide receiver, by the way, but y'all still lost him. And Gallup, he may not be ready till like November, December. And Collins and a couple more key pieces. So how do you feel that the Dallas Cowboys offseason moves has gone so far with Gregory, by the way? Hey, shoot, let's not forget Gregory, because he was a key piece that I was worried about. As an Eagles fan, I'm like, yo, they can't keep both of them. There's no way the Cowboys could keep Lawrence and Gregory. Yo, they both want to get paid. So I don't know how y'all lost them, like one of them, but man, when I heard that y'all signed both, I was like, God damn. And then like 10 minutes later, it was like, whoa, what's going on over there? So how do you feel about all these moves that went on so far with the Dallas Cowboys offseason moves? And are they better moving forward before the draft, though?
Yeah, and I think that's exactly our sentiments. Is like, wow, what's going on? I mean, so let's start with the main one, right? Amari Cooper. So we all kind of knew with Amari Cooper's deal, the way it was structured, right? The Cowboys could get out and save approximately $18 to $20 million after the second year. So we kind of knew something was looming when we brought him back, because Washington had made the higher offer. We had to match it because we just spent the first round pick. So I think what the conversation was, of course, we didn't expect CeeDee Lamb to fall from grace at 17. So once that happened, no one in the front office, they started thinking, okay, we can move on from Amari Cooper, slide CeeDee Lamb as our primary wide receiver, and you'll still have Michael Gallup. Okay, that makes sense. But our frustration is the way the Cowboys handle it, right? Did you know about Tyreek Hill being traded before 2:00 today? Nothing. No. Nobody heard a peep, and that's how you handle it. But the Cowboys, we were so loud. Hey, we want to move him on Amari Cooper. The mothership was putting out videos about how he quit and he was unvaccinated, and this kind of going on. And so they were pretty much pushing his trade value down by running their own damn mouths, is the reason why they only got a 5th round pick. Now, here's the crazy part when it comes to Amari Cooper. Soon as he went to the Cleveland Browns, what did they do? They restructured his contract. Boom, boom, boom. Spread the money out. He's perfectly fine. The Cowboys could have did that while Amari Cooper was in house. They chose not to. They could have.
Do you think that he would want to, though, if we structure his contract at Dallas compared to he's at Cleveland now, and he's like, you know what, F it, yo, I'm pissed off. Hey, I'm just going to do whatever I have to do to get us to the championship or whatever.
Yeah. I think he would have in Dallas, because when you restructure, the money's still coming to you. It's delayed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like putting it on layaway, and I'll pay you next year. I can't pay you this year. So I think he would have restructured. Would he have renegotiated? Hell no. Because that's what they tried with Jamarcus Lawrence. They tried to renegotiate a contract where he's going to get like $10 million for a 1-year deal. And he said, nah, let me go. Let me walk. And so Jerry had to come down and be like, hell nah. And so they worked out this incredible deal with Jamarcus Lawrence that pretty much saved the offseason, created so much cap space. We were like, boom, now we're lit. Now we can end the money, right? Randy Gregory, and I was traveling, so I got on the plane. Randy Gregory had signed the Dallas Cowboys. I had landed. He's a Denver Bronco. I'm like, what the hell happened? And so same offer. They matched everything. Randy Gregory strategically said he wanted to stay in Dallas because they've always given him a chance. There was one clause in there that if Randy Gregory was fined, not suspended, because some of the reports are saying if he was suspended, if he was fined or suspended, his guaranteed money could be voided. That was snuck in after he already agreed to come back. So rightfully so, if we're working on a deal, we shake on the deal, and all of a sudden I'm signing some extra to the contract, you're going to be like, oh, hell no, Tuck, what did you just put in the contract? And so when Randy Gregory and his agent called it out, the Cowboys were like, well, we put this in all the contracts. Well, Randy Gregory was like, well, Denver doesn't have it. So it was on the Cowboys to really come and say, you know what, Randy Gregory, screw it. You don't want the clause in the contract. We'll get rid of it. We'll keep you in the house because we just made all this money strategically for you. But they didn't, and they let Randy Gregory walk. And so now we have this cap space, this void, and we are not doing anything. So Darius Smith, I saw someone just mention his name. going to Minnesota. Conversation, okay, well, Tech, we're going to bring in Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner's right now with the Rams right now. So you got this. Your Cowboys are pretty much left holding the bag. Like, you got this money. You create all this cap space. DeMarcus Lawrence did the strategic move to create all this money for you, and you're not doing anything with it. So that's why Cowboys fans are extremely frustrated with the front office. Now, from a talent perspective, we'll have enough to compete, but it's not about competing. Like you said, the NFC is wide open. This should be really when you're pushing all your chips to the front of the table and like, let's go in. But they didn't. They're sitting back. They're signing some of our core guys. I mean, J-Ron Curse is one of my favorites. He had to fight tooth and nail to get his 10-year or $10 million, $2 million contract, since like, everyone had to fight tooth and nail. We franchise tag Dalton Schultz. We re-sign our kicker for $2 million. So it's like, it really just doesn't make sense from a football perspective what the Dallas Cowboys are doing. So that's why you're seeing a lot of frustration amongst the fan base, and rightfully so.
So do you feel like if y'all kept this score together, that y'all would be like, just going through what y'all went through last year? I mean, it was a heartbreak. I mean, honest truth, I thought that last year, I was like, oh my God, this defense is surprisingly a great defense compared to the previous year.
Right,
man. As Eagles fan, outside looking in, I'm like, I'm getting jealous of Micah Parsons because I'm a PA. I'm a Penn State fan, and I wanted the Philadelphia Eagles to draft Micah Parsons. I know how good he could be. Like a LeVar Arrington, type player. So I knew the type of player he could be. So, like, did you feel as a Cowboy fan that last year was your best chance to move? I mean, I'm not going to say Super Bowl, but further than you'll had the past 25, 26 years.
Yeah, I felt like what we saw last year, it felt different from a Cowboys fan because we had a solid foundation. Because you mentioned Micah Parsons, that was a huge shot of electricity for our defense. Because, the year before, our defense was historically bad. And just that one draft pick, life changed. And then you also have Trayvon Diggs really emerge to being a premier corner. And then you had an unknown like J-Ron Curse really step up and play well. And some of the other core guys, Randy Gregory as well. So, it finally felt like, okay, we have enough on both sides of the ball. The Cowboys are normally offense heavy. You got the offense, Dak, Zeke, the lights, the glitz, the glamour. That's not only where our focus is, but we finally have balance. And Dan Quinn did a great job reestablishing that defense. So we felt like this was the most balanced team we've ever had. Now, we did have some bumps in the roads where our offense wasn't kind of looking shaky because me personally, as a content creator, I was trying to tell everybody, something ain't right with our offense. And they're like, oh, we're fine. We're fine. I'm like, nah, bro, like something's a little bit off because it's crazy. Our defense was carrying us for a lot of the games. And then when we met to the 49ers, we ran to that buzzsaw and lost. And so we had thought, okay, cool, rough season. It sucks. We might move on from Connor Williams, our left guard. We might move on from Lyle Collins. Okay, perfectly fine. Building the free agency, building the draft, roll up our sleeves and get right back to work. But now, damn, our right tackle in Lyle's gone. Our left guard is gone. Our number one wide receiver is gone. Our other left end is gone. You know what I'm saying? So we're starting to be in this kind of mid rebuilding mode, and there's nothing being done. And so it's really coming down to Will McClay in the draft in April to replenish the deck and see if that can get us back to where we were last year and build off of it, because we're tired of the fluctuations. We're tired of the 12-5, 4-10, you know what I'm saying? Like the fluctuations in the season. Like we want some consistency finally, but you can't do that when you finally get to a level. You tear it down, you rebuild, you get back to this level. And so it's a lot going on when it comes to the Cowboys that, fans are frustrated with, and we just don't see it eye to eye from a football perspective.
I feel the same way. I mean, I feel like, thank God that the Cowboys got rid of Cooper and Gallup. He's coming off a season-ending ACL tear, and Wilson is gone. Y'all 4-string wide receiver got a 3-4 year contract for $30-something million.
And that's gonna be a 4-string wide receiver. Huh? He thought he was going to be the man out there in Miami, like us.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, that shows you how well Dallas draft wide receivers, right? So it's hard to come by. Trust me, as an Eagles fan. Wide receivers, is our like freaking what's Superman worst nightmare, like that green light,
kryptonite.
our kryptonite. We can't draft wide receivers.
Yeah.
And that's Dallas' strength. Yo, they literally draft wide receivers after wide receivers, and they always hit. But yo, when I saw that happening, I was like, no, there's no way they're gonna get Cooper. You know what I mean? Oh, yep, boom, they got rid of Cooper. Oh, so there's no way they're gonna get rid of Wilson. Yo, Wilson had a good showing in the playoffs. You know, and when as number 3, when when God wasn't when God was hurt. I was like, man, there's no way. Boom, Miami. I was like, what is going on?
Right.
Now you got CeeDee Lamb. Yes, I understand. I've seen a lot of clips from Cowboy Fan Talk. One of the other realist Cowboys content creators.
Salute.
The truth. Yeah, and Law Nation. I only follow like 3 or 4 of y'all. Like, honest truth, because a lot of Eagles content creators, Cowboy content creators are not meant to be followed. Like, they're just not worth my time. You know what I mean? They're unrealistic. They're all about the 5 rings. They're all about. So I don't want to hear that. Like,
right.
I mean, it's all about, as a content creator, and you may not have millions of followers, but the little ones that you have really take your word as God. You know what I mean? Like, you just like, man, yo, Jay Tuck was like, oh man, he's very high on this player. Man, I'm gonna put my money on this player, or hey, I'm gonna buy this player jersey. But at the same time, if you're not a realist,
right,
you end up failing that fan, and now they end up gambling the wrong way,
right. It's a tough balance, because I'm always like, what I preach on my channel is I have to provide context. Like, it's like, I kind of call it like a pastor, right? Of course, everyone loves going to the church where everyone's going to tell you what you want to hear, like, oh, it's fine if you got drunk last night, you know what I'm saying? But like, when you tell the truth as a pastor, a lot of people don't like that. And like, I get caught up in it sometimes, because it was simple. Like, even though the Cowboys are playing well, I might say, hey, this Panthers defense, they play lights out. Like, they blitz heavy. Like, they got Brian Burns, they got some dogs over there. Oh, Tuck, you tripping, bro. We gonna blow him. I was like, that's just never me, man. So I like having contextual football conversations where you're like, all right, what's the pros? What's the cons? And where do things lines up? If I come and say Cowboys gonna win every game and we can't be beat, and then when we get beat, y'all looking at me like I'm stupid. Like, I did it one game because I was lazy, and that was the Broncos game, and we got punched in our mouth, and I was like, never again, because I didn't do no film breakdown.
The Broncos?
The Broncos game. Yeah, it was the Broncos game. It was the Broncos game that really broke our spirit. And I was traveling because I was going to the games. I was like, man, I ain't gonna do that much content this week. I ain't doing no film. You know what I'm saying? None of that. And I didn't say, oh, we got it. We good. Team 40 burgers. Man, we got punched in the mouth. I was out there looking goofy. And I was like, yeah, see, that's what y'all get when we start drinking that Kool-Aid, man. So, we got to bring it to a point of realism. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, man. Hey, like I was saying, I'm not I'm a realist. I try to break down every game was like, we are stronger and we supposed to win this in this area right here. Right. So it's not like, man, I'm saying that, hey, we're so great in every area. No, I'm like, our defensive line is better than their offensive line. We should win that line of scrimmage. If we win that line of scrimmage, we should get to the quarterback, know who the quarterback is. 4 or 5 seconds, your ass is on your back.
No, like, JT, we gonna kill him. We gonna kill him, bro. We ain't three offensive line. We gonna
ready 1-2 seconds. It's hard to say, hey, he's gonna be on his back. So now you gotta look at the secondary. Your linebackers. Your DBs. Who is Tom Brady's favorite target? Gronk at that time, or somebody that could run quick slant. So you have to go beyond, the trenches once you are playing different quarterbacks. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just a
It's not saying
realist.
your team is trash. It's just like, bro, we're playing another NFL team that has talent. Like they can beat us if we do not come prepared. But it's different strokes for different folks. Like I had a whole conversation last night. Like people get, oh, Tuck, just trust the front office. There was a reason they got rid of Randy Gregory and Amari Cooper. It'll be fine. I'm like, fine. Like they ain't gonna be fine. What do you mean? Like,
I mean, did they see how close y'all got last year, though? I promise y'all. I'm telling you, outside looking in, I really thought that the Cowboys would get past the first couple rounds just because of Micah Parsons, the way y'all defensive front was playing. But the hater in me was like, Cowboys gonna do what the Cowboys gonna do.
Yeah.
Yo, they're gonna screw it up. And you know what I mean? So look, that's the hater in me. But you know what I mean? So as a content creator, yo, I'm like, look, man, yeah, y'all have to respect this Cowboys team. Yo, they are legit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yo, they had the best team in the NFC East. But my ammo is this: you can never count the Philadelphia Eagles out,
right?
Regardless how they start, like the proof is in the pudding. Like the past 5 years, we've been in playoffs 4 out of 5 years. Like we fired our only Super Bowl winning head coach,
right?
Like literally after one bad year, his first rookie year, 9-7. And he made the playoffs 3 out of 4. Boom, he got fired because the front office. It's all about the front office these days because they want to get the credit. Like they feel like we put this team together, not you, so we should get the credit. And we feel like just like Jerry Jones, the Jimmy Johnson years, man.
Right.
And y'all probably would have won 7, 8, 9, 10 rings if y'all only swallowed your ego. But
and that ego is still here 27 years later. It's still here. Right now.
So 26 to be fair. You know what I mean? 26.
Yeah.
I mean,
it'll be there for the year after that. Not 1, not 2. It ain't going nowhere, man. And that's the frustrating part. It's just like they don't let the people who do great football operations do football operations. Like, just go be a rich billionaire owner. Like, go in your yacht. Like, you don't need to be hands-on. You don't need to be in the coaches' meetings. You don't need to be doing player development. Just go be rich, bro. Just go be rich.
Yeah, I mean, look, I used to think that our owner and Jeffrey Lurie, you should be like hands off. But I feel like that he is like the puppet master. He's sending Howie Roseman out there, Howie this, Howie that, Howie this, Howie that. But it's all on the owner. At the end of the day, I mean, it's unlucky for y'all that your GM is your owner, but
right. and his son.
It might be getting close to the same thing, right. That our owner is our GM, but he just have someone in front of him to take the bullets instead of him. So we all blaming Howie Roseman, this and that, but maybe it's the GM, maybe it's the owner, behind the GM in our case, that is like, hey, you take the bullet, get rid of Carson Wentz, get rid of our only winning Super Bowl head coach after one failed season because he would not agree with your tactics. Right. Yo, agree with your coaching decisions on who to keep, who to let go. That is like strange to me. So I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's just like us, man. Mike McCarthy comes in. I mean, his first year, Dak Prescott breaks his leg, and he still has us on the cusp of making the playoffs with Andy Dalton and Ben DiNucci and Garrett Gilbert. Then he goes 12-5. Now he's on the hot seat. You know what I'm saying? Like, like hot seat. Like, bro, okay. So you go 12-5, and you're on the hot seat. Because they want that spectacle. Now Sean Payton's available, like that's the problem with the Cowboys. They always have a wandering eye, like they just that guy in the club just can't just focus on who he came with. They want to look at everybody else in the club and try to, see what they can get. And sometimes they end up getting burnt. I mean, sometimes that happens in the club too. You do that too, like
yeah, I mean, definitely. So yeah, man, absolutely. So in the NFC East right now. I know that the Giants, man, they changed their coach. the Washington Redskins / football team / Commanders got Carson Wentz, our old quarterback. We got Hassan Reddick, and y'all got your own free agent. So, like,
we got a punter. We got a punter.
Y'all got your own. So, who moved the needle? I mean, did the Dallas Cowboys come down to earth with getting rid of all these real good players? Like, in my opinion, they were really, really good. I mean, yes, they got hurt, like Collins, he was barely available, but he was still one of the best left tackle or right tackle, a versatile player in the NFC East. I mean, so do you think what team moved the needle above one another, or it's just like Dallas came down from the pedestal from 12-5 to welcome to the club? Welcome to the club. We all like, it's wide open right now.
I don't think that we fell off that bad because of our quarterback play. But I said this in the chat the other day, and of course, Cowboys fans took. How can you say that? I don't have the Cowboys winning the division next year.
You don't? Wait. You don't?
I don't. And it's
who do you have winning?
And it's simple, right? When's the last time someone has won back the division back to back?
03-04 Eagles.
Yeah, so I'm saying. So it's like, if you're just going by the historical data, like, if I'm betting, I wouldn't bet on that because it's like it hasn't happened in damn near 20 years. And so, I feel like when it comes to the Eagles, the one thing the Eagles did last year is they found their identity. We don't have to be this high power passing offense with Jalen Hurts, right? We can run the ball and play solid defense. And with the draft picks you got, unless you completely just botch it, you know what I'm saying? You should be back in contention. And so if I had to lean for someone and put my money on, it would probably be Philly just based off the history of the division. It's like, if someone says I haven't did something in 20 years, you're gonna bet money they're gonna do it in 20. Nah, bro. Like, no one has won a division back to back. That's not saying we can't roll reverse where the Eagles win the division, the Cowboys get in the wild card, and we can make some noise. But I'm saying historically right now, I know my team, and I know when the off seasons are loud, it makes things difficult throughout the season. And like I said, with this dark cloud looming over Mike McCarthy, if we start off 0-2, what's the first question they're gonna ask?
Fire Mike.
Yeah,
like Dan Quinn.
Should we move for Mike McCarthy and put Dan Quinn as the head coach?
Yep.
What about making Kellen Moore the interim?
Yeah.
Have you spoken to Sean? Like, it's just too much. Like, nobody should have to work with that over your shoulder, knowing that one wrong move you could possibly be fired. And so, how much control will that allow Mike McCarthy to have on his players? Like, you can't tell him what to do, bro. They're about to fire you anyway. So it's like, here we go. With, like, I see a Cowboy Sports Report saying, the front office is making it difficult with all the overshadowing, letting players go, because you also got to pay attention to the emotional impact. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were tied to Amari Cooper. That was their guy. A lot of people's been tied to Randy Gregory. A lot of people's was tied to Lyle. Like, Lyle was Dak Prescott's guy. They went through recovery together. Like, that's his best friend. So it's like, when you start to lose that, the sentiments in the locker room start to change a little bit. And so hopefully they can find a way. But it's like, yeah, man, if I had to put money in Vegas, I'm not putting on the Cowboys to win the division just because the odds don't work in my favor. So, we'll see.
But see, look, the same thing, that you hearing on your side about your coach, we hearing about our quarterback. Yo, he can't throw. He's inaccurate. This and that. So let me ask you a question. If Dak Prescott in 2000, I think him and Carson Wentz got drafted the same year, 2016.
Yeah.
A season. So if Dak Prescott was put behind a Eagles, offensive line and weapons, they had, would he be as progressive, like, and making a progression as he is right now compared to being behind a Dallas offensive line with weapons, time for Rookie of the Year? I think he won the Rookie of the Year, or Zeke did.
We won Rookie of the Year. Yeah.
Who, Dak, right?
Yeah, Dak did. Yeah.
Okay. So, and do you think that he would have won Rookie of the Year if he was behind the Eagles? offensive line with weapons at that time, because I feel like, to me, that Jalen Hurts is dressed like Dak Prescott back in 2016-17. Yes, he had a good offensive line, but he, with bad play calling, with bad coaching, we had other fans. That's not Eagle fans. Was like, why y'all not running the ball? Like, why? Like, in the year that Dak Prescott won the Rookie of the Year, Zeke was battling him for Rookie of the Year.
Right.
So do you think that it's fair, to compare, a Jalen Hurts to I guess, a Dak Prescott, his first full year starting, to his last year starting behind a Eagles offensive line with first year coaching, first year wide receiver, and just bad play calling.
Yeah, and funny you say that because I always call Jalen Hurts like a fake Gucci belt Dak Prescott. So it's like, like it looks like the same thing, since he get up on it real close.
Yeah.
But like I feel like the difference is between Jalen and Dak is that the Cowboys, when Dak was a rookie, because of the Romo situation, right? They simplified things for him and really played around Dak's strengths, so he didn't have to do too much. I feel like when it came to Jalen, there was still kind of this tug and pull between Carson and Jalen. Like they really know which one route they want to go. So that first season Jalen really had, it was kind of still a shuffle. Yeah. So last year was really his first season. And like I said, it seems like the Eagles finally found out, all right, what is he good at and what is he great at? And they're starting to build off of it, using more RPOs, using the play action a lot more, getting the run game developed and getting him out using his legs in space. And he can make some of these throws. He's not ever going to be your drop back passer. I mean, that wasn't his game at Alabama. And so when you have a quarterback like Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts, you got to build around their strengths and allow them to do what they do best. And then as they grow, right, like Dak now, he's your pocket passer, and now he can drop back and throw 40 plus times, even though I don't want him to do that, right? But as he grows, he develops, then you can change your offense a little bit. So I feel like Jalen Hurts has all the capabilities in the world. I'm not going to be one of those Cowboys fans like, oh, Jalen Hurts sucks just because he's an Eagles fan. Like, nah, bro. Like, I thought Jalen Hurts was going to come to Dallas, to be honest with you.
Because if Jerry Jones tied to Oklahoma.
And remember, and when he did his interview, he had the Cowboys thing behind him. So it was like, all right. So we thought that's going to be a possibility. We thought
that's why the Eagles jump ahead, just like Dallas Goedert.
Dallas Goedert. That.
Yeah.
Because I thought at the time Jalen Hurts would be the perfect candidate to kind of push Dak into sign that contract, because you can get him as your backup and have Jalen Hurts sitting over your shoulder and think, oh, we can do the same thing with Jalen Hurts. But that's neither here nor there. But I feel like, Jalen Hurts has the talent to be, one of the tops in the NFL, but he has to progress. He has to grow. He has to work on his accuracy. But the Eagles really have to build around his strength. And you saw that the second half of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to have him throwing, dropping back behind his offensive line, trying
30, 40 times.
Yeah, that's not the ball game. Hand the ball off and just do what he does best. And so I feel like if the Eagles build off of that, it's going to put you right back into contention. But if y'all don't, and y'all try to make him Tom Brady or, Justin Herbert or something, then he's going to struggle a little bit.
So do you feel like that Jalen Hurts last year would have been a better quarterback for your system, just knowing that y'all didn't run a lot with Zeke and Pollard, because Zeke was banged up, as farther we went in the season? So do you feel like that Jalen Hurts would have been a better quarterback for your system than Dak Prescott, which he was afraid to run? I feel like he was coming off a season-ending injury the year before, the shoulder injury. I mean, how he just one of those things.
In our system, no, because as you said, we are trying to fake. We're trying to be the Chiefs. We're trying to throw the ball 40 plus times, because one of the worst things that happened, I was there out in Tampa, opening night, right? Dak Prescott had the shoulder issue. He said all at camp, all at preseason, and he came out there and slang that thing.
It didn't look like it, though. It didn't look like it.
Yeah. And so after that, they were like, that's what we want. I mean, it was electric. It was a fun game. We still should have won that game. And so once they saw that, it was really just Dak Prescott's team. And they abandoned the run. They abandoned Tony Pollard. They abandoned Ezekiel Elliott. So in our offense last year, I don't think that would have been the best situation for Jalen. Now, 2016, Jalen could have thrived in that offense because it's really just getting Zeke involved and then taking what the offense or defense gives you. So, but yeah, like I said, you got to simplify things for Jalen Hurts, but I feel like he's going to emerge, he's going to grow. And I think like with the fan base, bro, like I battle so many. I mean, you look at my Twitter, bro. It's so many Cowboys fans that hate Dak Prescott. So you're gonna get the
I
same
do.
thing. Like,
I
it's just,
do. I
it's
follow you on
yeah,
Twitter,
man.
man,
It's just,
and they
so
be hating like
it's
crazy.
just nonstop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bang with more Cowboys fans over Dak than I do outsiders, and it's so stupid because they're still tied to a Romo who's been in the damn CBS brew for like 4 to 5 years. Like, he's not coming back. So it's like,
And
yeah,
so
man.
wait, and do you think it's man? I don't even want to go there, by the way. But do you think Romo, Dak, the first 6 years had the same exact playoff record, 1-3? Do you think that it's more because us Eagles fan, Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts is one of those things where like it will never go away. It's just like they were so attached.
Oh, it's not going away now. He's in the same division. so if Carson comes out and beats y'all, bro, I feel sorry for y'all, man, because it's gonna be. I told you we should have never got rid of Carson. It's Wentz season.
But Carson left. But Carson did not want to play for us.
He didn't want to compete.
Minded. He did not want to play for the Eagles. He was the one that we requested a trade because we drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round. He was the one. We didn't want to get rid of him.
Right.
But he was so weak-minded, though. But my thing is this. I mean, and do you think that the whole comparison between Romo and Dak and Carson Wentz and Hurts is like the fans get so emotionally attached to a certain quarterback that they can't let go regardless until you win a championship with that current quarterback that goes, hey, you know what? You were right. You know what I mean? Now I'm a, Dak Prescott fan. I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. You know what I mean? So, no.
To keep it honest, there's hidden motives behind it, that we clearly know. But, Romo wasn't no damn champion. So why does Dak got to win a championship to prove that he's better than Romo? Like, it's just, you already know what it is. I mean,
I'm itching a little bit. You know what I mean? Hey, my skin is itching, man. Yo, I ain't putting no lotion on right now.
And it's so clear as day. I was like, man, you got to think about it. Dak was a 4th round pick. Right? He was. Romo goes down in preseason again. Kellen Moore, who's their offensive coordinator, had a broken leg. Like, it was Dak was competing to make the practice squad against Jamil Stowers, who was our other quarterback, and they ended up moving to safety. If Dak did not really turn out to be who Dak is, we would probably be in the dump still today. You know what I'm saying? So Dak was really a godsend and a blessing that we fell into our future quarterback just that easy. But some people hate Dak for doing what anybody in life is supposed to do. If life gives you an opportunity, you're supposed to take advantage of it. It's simple as that. If you're at work and somebody's out on vacation, your manager says, hey, man, I need you. Can you step in and fill this void? And you step in and you kill it. That's not your fault if they give you a job. You know what I'm saying? So some Cowboys fans blame Dak for that. What was he supposed to do? Stink up the place? No. He got an opportunity and he excelled in it, and he's still the quarterback to this day. People really need to get over it. And so I'm not saying Dak is Pat Mahomes or, Tom Brady. He still has a lot of things that he needs to work on personally. But as far by any means, he is one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, and we should be thankful that we have him.
All right. So, hey, let me see this question right now. Do you think that Dak will be better this upcoming season without Cooper, with a Gallup that may not be available till November, December, without a Wilson that knows the system? So with CeeDee Lamb, I understand. He beat double coverage in college, but this is the NFL. When these dudes clamp up on you, and when you facing, and just twist it around. Diggs is on another team. He is playing CeeDee Lamb. He's jumping every route with the safety over the top. So do you feel like that CeeDee Lamb being the sole guy right now, as of right now, he's the sole guy? Yes, I know that y'all signed James Washington from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hey, killing it.
But the thing is,
Yeah, we put y'all, we put the NFC on notice with that one.
yeah, hey, y'all on lockdown. But at the same time, I mean, do you feel like that with this combination, Dak with only one weapon that he's gonna look to, without Cooper to open the floor up, without Gallup to open the, the fill up, that CD could, produce the same amount of, targets, receptions, and yards that he did the previous 2 years, facing the number one quarterback every game. And if you beat the number one quarterback, you got the safety behind you. So now you are the number one target. So do you feel like his production would decrease because now he's solely by himself on the Cowboys? And knowing what you know about Dak, he's not the most accurate passer and stuff like that. So how do you feel how that's going to work between Dak and CD?
Yeah, and I'm probably one of the minorities in Cowboys Nation for some weird reason because y'all see him right there, right? CeeDee Lamb was the number one wide receiver in Dallas the moment we drafted him in 2020. It was just that simple. And I like Amari Cooper. I like what he does, but CeeDee Lamb is just as capable as Amari Cooper. I know people have this myth, and they really want me to roll up my sleeves and break down the film about Amari Cooper's double team so much. The percentages is probably a fraction. So everything that Amari Cooper can do, CeeDee Lamb can do. The real question comes down to, are the Dallas Cowboys and the staff going to use CeeDee Lamb like a number one wide receiver? That's the real question. As far as talent and capability, I am not concerned. Will they involve him like that and give him the touches that he needs? Because even with Amari Cooper, we play New Orleans, he gets 2 targets. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are you going to do with any wide receiver? You can have Devontae Adams. 2 targets ain't going to do nothing with anybody. And so the Cowboys have to find ways and creative ways to get CeeDee Lamb involved and get the ball in his hands. And if they're able to do that, I feel like CeeDee Lamb's going to have an outstanding year. Now, when it comes to Dak Prescott, I think he's struggling. Nope. Because Dak Prescott isn't the same quarterback he was in 2017. I know a lot of people like to revert back to, when Dez got hurt or when Dez left and we had Allen Hurns and we had Cole Beasley and this isn't that scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like even though we had a 3-headed monster, now we kind of have 2 or 1.5 until the other one fully back returns, right? So we have a 2-headed monster, and I feel like Dak is going to be perfectly fine because he's more seasoned and he's seen it a lot more. And I think that Dak is going to utilize his legs a little bit more because he tried last year and they snatched him. They said, "No, don't you ever do that again," because we're playing against the Falcons, and he took off and he trucked one of the Falcons guys and got in the end zone, and they yanked him out the game. And so it's like, I feel like Dak's going to have more confidence in his leg. He was just trying to get a feel for things last year because you don't know. You don't know how your ankle really is until you get tackled a few times, and you're always going to have that floating concern. So I feel like Dak is going to be perfectly fine. And if the Cowboys are going to get to where we're trying to go to get that 6th ring, Dak is going to have to play at an MVP caliber level because he can't lean on Zeke anymore because they don't use the running game like they used to anymore. So if we're going to get it done, Dak is going to have a great season. People forget, he threw for 4,400 yards last year, 35 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. So people are like, Dak had a horrible season last year. I'm like, bro, for most people's standard, imagine if Baker Mayfield put up that type of season, he might still have a job. But right now he's going to be in the AFL.
And win comeback player of the year, which is the next question. Why do you think that Dak did not win comeback player of the year compared to Joe Burrow? Was it the quality of wins that Joe Burrow won, or the division that Joe Burrow won, the hardest division, at that time? So why do you think that even though he played so well last year, did not win comeback player of the year?
It's just the logo on the helmet. Cowboys players,
that should be an advantage.
No, it's not. It's not, because Cowboys players have to do everything a little bit extra. Because think about it. Like I said, 12-5, 35-10, 4,500 yards wasn't even closely remotely mentioned in the MVP conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it's they really have to go above and beyond. And I feel like Joe Burrow's story was just kind of easier. They want to build him up because they're trying to build those younger quarterbacks. It was just easy to kind of slap that on him. Then he went to the Super Bowl. But it's a lot easier. Comeback player of the year, so kudos to him. But yeah, like it's going to be hard for a Dallas Cowboy player to get NFL MVP. It's going to have to be a season where it's so undeniable you can't deny it. And I feel like that's how the Rookie of the Year thing was. I'm so surprised they gave it to Dak over Zeke, to be honest with you. But it was like it had to be either Zeke or Dak in that rookie season. And it's like they couldn't even go around it. But,
it's hard to give it to a running back, number one. It's hard to give a Rookie of the Year MVP to
because
a running
think about it. Look on the inverse side. Your guy, Micah Parsons. You can't tell me Micah Parsons was the Defensive Player of the Year. Like, he was.
Wait. See, that right there, you'll have to disagree because I think that Bosa, he played 3 last games. Then Watt
got it. TJ Watt got it, right?
Yeah. TJ Watt.
Yeah, Watt got it.
3 last games.
Right.
But think about it. Parsons still had more sacks and more,
because he's a full-time pass rusher. If you think about the impact that Micah Parsons had on this defense.
But whose fault is that, though? Is it like the voters' fault or the team's fault for not putting Micah Parsons at that position?
He did. He did, because when DeMarcus Lawrence got hurt, they had to put him at defensive end. And so if you look at Micah Parsons, what he brought as far as value, playing middle linebacker, playing defensive end. I mean, there's sometimes he was playing safety down the field, covering Kenny's. Like, he was doing it all. And the Steelers defense has been good for years. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like,
I think that they look at it as a sack position. Like, if you're going to rush a quarterback,
defensive player of the year, who was the best defensive player in the impact? You know what I'm saying? Like, Micah Parsons' impact was much broader than TJ Watt. You know what I'm saying? Like, but TJ Watt just had more sacks. But like, man, he had tackles, sacks, strip fumbles. Only thing he didn't have the interception. He was out in coverage. He was causing chaos and put a historically bad defense on his back to have it top 10. And it's like, same thing with Diggs, right? Diggs gets 11 interceptions and just like, he's overrated. Interceptions are just highlights. So it's like, it just kind of comes with the territory. But I feel like Dak is going to have a great season next year. I mean, as long as he stays healthy. So I'm not concerned about Dak. He's the last of my concerns.
So you're not even worried about Cooper being gone, taking the pressure off of CeeDee Lamb, and Gallup not even just starting the season, and now you don't have Eric Wilson, so now you have CeeDee Lamb that people are going to be triple coverage against unknown wide receivers. So you're not even worrying about that.
Nah, because I just got an alert that the Cowboys are right now interviewing Chris Olave out of Ohio State. So we're going to work like that.
We got 3 first-round picks, man. The Philadelphia Eagles have 3 first-round picks.
We're going to make it work. So I'm not worried because there's a lot of talented players in the draft.
Take him off your list.
You can have them. So you can have Treylon Burks, the Sky Moore. There's tons.
We can have all 3 of them if we want. Want the defense. Hey, look. I'll score people. Hey, I don't give a damn. Bench whoever you want. Put all 3 of them on the field at the same time. But the thing is this: defense do win championships, and I feel like that the Philadelphia Eagles seriously have to go heavy on the defensive side. Me personally, I feel like that the first draft pick, the first and second, that's if we keep the 16th, because I feel like we're gonna flip either the 15th or the 16th to next year because we still got the 19th pick. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that if you are gonna swing for the fences, that you need to go for a linebacker as the Philadelphia Eagles. That's number 1 at 15th. If you keep the 16th pick, I feel like that you need to go for, because we did not get the wide receiver and free agency, which we were rumored to get Calvin Ridley. Like, that deal was a done deal. It was a done deal.
Gambling problem, man.
Because he got suspended. Hey, imagine Devontae Smith with Calvin Ridley, the Alabama connection, back at it again with Jalen Hurts. So I feel like that would have been a perfect, a scenario, but we didn't get our wish. So
Right.
I feel like that we gonna go linebacker, 15th. If we keep the 16th, we will go wide receiver if we switch out, and switch out the 16th.
Y'all saying wide receiver, that guy behind you ain't enough, man.
Who?
In Devontae Smith, man.
No. Hey, and we happy with Smith. He's our number one.
Y'all gonna draft for number 2 that high too?
Hell yeah, because our number 2 right now is our number 3. Like, so our number 2 right now on any team, and Quez Watkins will be a number 3 on any other team.
Okay.
That's what's bad about it. I tweeted out today. I'm like, our number 2 wide receiver and Quez Watkins, as much as we love him, would be a number 3 minimum, maybe a 4 on any other team besides the Eagles. And then, it triggered my PTSD, right? With him basket, with Greg Lewis, and with Freddie Mitchell, with the back 2000 with McNabb, had nothing to work with. With Chad Lewis was our best wide receiver as a tight end. So your Eagles were always bad and evaluating and drafting wide receivers. The one time we have a quality wide receiver, and in the 2000s, we went to the Super Bowl with McNabb, which was T.O. The one time, no other time. We went to 5 NFC championships. We broke through one time to go to the Super Bowl 03, 04. That's how dominant we were without a number 1 wide receiver until we had T.O. So that shows you how much the Eagles organization, and that's why I'm like, I feel bad for the Chiefs, by the way. The Chiefs they just got rid of a Stephen Curry, a LeBron James, a Giannis. I'm not going to pronounce his last name. He was that good on the Chiefs that took the pressure off Kelsey. Like, literally took the pressure of Kelsey. Like, you could throw a 5-yard screen pass and he's in the house.
I seen that happen live with my own eyes. We were playing against the Chiefs, and it was the end of the quarter or end of the half, right? It was like 5 seconds left before halftime. We were in a prevent. They drew a little underneath route, and he broke through our prevent defense and high stepped into the end zone. I'll never forget that play. I don't know how they had 5 people backed up, and they just do an underneath route. And he just zigzagged between all of them like a game of freeze tag and just bounced on them.
I mean, so all right. So if you were the Dallas Cowboys, you had this guy on your team, would you would not make any way possible to keep him on your team, regardless of the cap space, knowing that he is worth maybe 2-3 players?
Yeah.
That can make a difference on your team. Or would you say, you know what? Hey, we got a first this year, a second this year, a fourth this year, a fourth and a 6th next year. Would you let him go, especially when he opened up the field for your best tight end, which is arguably a 1 or 2 tight end in NFL right now, and Kelsey?
There's no chance in hell let him go. Like I said, he gonna hold that clipboard. Hold that clipboard, bro. Hold that clipboard, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because them some suspensions start hitting. You know what I'm saying? Start missing games. And here's the thing: athletes have egos, and so if the Chiefs start winning without him, he's gonna want to be out. Nah, bro, I'm not trading you. Hold that clipboard. You remember the old Madden games? You just play franchise, your players to get disgruntled and ask for trades. And I clearly remember I played in college. Randy Moss is to ask for a trade. Nah, bro, I'm not trading Randy Moss. And I went 3 seasons with Randy Moss just sitting there not playing because he was just growing. I don't care. Ain't nobody else gonna have you. So if I can't have you, no one else can.
Look, I hear you. There's no way in hell I would trade a Michael Jordan. I mean, look, a lot of people think that Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback ever. But guess what? You saw he was like bullet, like he was able to take some bullets, the first 4, 5, 6 games because he was turning the ball over. Tyreek Hill was tapping the ball in the air and interception was happening. So he is, a real life quarterback. He's not invisible. So
Right.
when now without Tyreek Hill, so just like Aaron Rodgers without Devontae Adams,
like
but
Thor without his hammer,
Rodgers
man.
made people better, than Patrick Mahomes make his wide receivers better. I feel like that Aaron Rodgers.
But just imagine, like I said, he it's now Thor without his hammer. Imagine if Pat Mahomes isn't who we think he is.
That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna be scary, man. So, but like I said, like a lot of people talk about Dak's going to show improvement with Cooper. Well, Pat Mahomes going to have to, and I don't want to hear no excuses like, oh, he lost his weapons, and
there's no excuses. As the Eagles fan, I'm not trying to hear no damn excuse.
Right.
Yeah. We had no weapons.
Right. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear like, oh well, imagine what Pat would be if he had like, no, I don't want to hear it, man, because he's been loaded with weapons since he came into the league. Like
exactly.
Like he was already
great-minded offensive coach and Andy Reid, which is the only NFL coach in NFL history to bring two NFC, AFC teams to 4 consecutive championships. Like literally the only coach in NFL history. So with that being said, is do you feel like that the Dallas Cowboys still run this division, or is it a wide open division just based on the move that they made or they did not made in the offseason? And now the Eagles, we signed our primary target, Hassan Reddick, AKA, you call him a bootleg Michael Parsons or Michael Parsons, but this dude had 23 sacks in 2 years. Like, he's a real deal. We played against him, and he sacked, Hurts 2-3 times against one of the best, I considered, Mariota, left tackle against Lane Johnson. It doesn't matter. Like Mariota make this dude like 5 foot tall. That's how, and he still dominate him. So do you feel like that the Dallas Cowboys took a step back, or are they okay to continue to dominate this division moving forward?
Yeah, I feel like the really thing that's keeping us afloat and keeping us above, others in the NFC East is because of the quarterback. I feel like there's still a gap between, Dak and the other quarterbacks. Yeah. But like you said, man, with Hassan Reddick coming with you guys, and you guys have those draft picks, if you go right, let's say you guys get a Jermaine Johnson or mess around, get Sting, you know what I'm saying? Like some of those picks, you guys can really close the gap a little bit, especially with the defensively. And so you build out your offensive line a little bit more. I feel like the Cowboys were up here. You kind of had the Eagles, and you had the Giants, and watching all down here. But now we're kind of, you don't want to have that wiggle room. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to keep your distance. Yeah, and that's what I hate about this offseason. We could have really just took off. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, all right, we kind of float. And I feel like, and a lot of Eagles fans kind of jump me for saying this. It's not that I'm saying the Eagles are bad, the Giants are bad. Well, Giants are bad, and Washington are bad. But I feel like since we are not the AFC West, it's not forcing the Cowboys to go into panic mode and really press and make those power moves. Like when you guys had T.O., right? We had to try to make power moves to stay afloat and compete with that. But now it's like, all right, we can move on from Amari Cooper. We can move on from Randy Gregory, and we'll still be competitive within the division. We'll still be battling for first place with Philly versus thinking like, bro, like we got to do this to keep up with this. It's just not the same sentiments. So it should be the Cowboys shouldn't be focused on what the division is doing. It should be what the Rams doing, what the Packers are doing, and how do we beat those teams and get to that ultimate next level. But it seems like we kind of retract versus going to that next level. So that's the frustrating part. Because like you sit back and you see the Rams making power moves, and they mess around and get Bobby Wagner. Like, bro, like they're putting You know what I'm saying? You gonna have Aaron Donald at one level, Bobby Wagner at the next, and Jalen Ram. Like, bro, like, what are we doing? And then you got Allen Robinson, you could get OBJ and Cooper. Like, it's getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the type of teams you gotta really load the clip for, and I feel like the Cowboys aren't.
So, do you feel like because that Jerry Jones was so like, oh my God, this is a year for us. Like he went, Hard Knocks. Y'all were featured on Hard Knocks, and
Right.
Jack talking saucy, CeeDee Lamb talking saucy. Cooper was like, hey, I could beat anybody. Give me this, give me that. So, and do you feel like that this season really humbled Jerry Jones and was like, you know what, man? Look, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of spending money and getting the same results. So why not just try to kind of like retool, like the Eagles? They're never rebuilding. Mm-hmm. Like the Eagles are always in it, regardless what anybody outside the division thinks or inside the division thinks. But within the Philadelphia Eagles organization, we are always retooling. So we were always in it. So do you feel like because of the way they lost, the way that y'all lost, that like Jerry Jones really felt like that was y'all year? Michael Irvin, all the Cowboys legends on, First Take, on Good Morning America was like, there's no jinx. Skip Bayless, we cannot jinx the Cowboys this year. So do you feel like all that kind of like, oh my God, another year felt on Jerry Jones' shoulders? Like, you know what? Bump this, man. I got to do something different. And like, I don't care about the name. I need to like wake everybody up and show everybody that we mean business, because I don't have a lot of time.
Now, I think it's two parts to that. So I think everyone was kind of shocked. I don't want to say shocked, because the 49ers were a good team. It wasn't like we got, beat by some random no-name team. The 49ers, like, going into that matchup, I'm like, God damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a bad matchup.
But you were the only one, though. We want the 49ers. Like, you did not want the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Like, the Cardinals.
And see, there was two teams, and actually, like, people were on me. It was the Rams. I was like, I don't want to play the Rams, and I don't want to play the 49ers. Like, we'll blow out the Rams. The Rams are and now look, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. Like, I know my team, and I know what I'm watching. But I think that the hard pill to swallow for Cowboys fans was this was the following year we had the offense and the defense. Everybody was
defense, though.
Yeah, everybody was pretty much healthy, because we did have some injuries, but everyone came back for the playoff push.
Yeah.
And so things were kind of in sync. And I said my main concern was like that last game we played you guys, that was a false reality. It was a false mirage. But a lot of Cowboys fans bit into it, because what happened prior to y'all, we lost to the Cardinals, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then we came out, played all of our starters, put up points versus Philly. Everyone thought we were going to take that moment. I'm like, it doesn't work that way, because you're not playing Philly in the playoffs. The 49ers don't give a damn about what you just did against Philly's backups, right? So I feel like there was some disgruntledness with Jerry Jones, but on the opposite side, it's Stephen Jones is the issue. It's not Jerry. And I think people need to get that, that in their brains right now, because Jerry's just the mascot. When it comes to negotiations, when it comes to doing the front office, it's his son. And his son is more focused, and someone said this to me last night, he's more focused on winning the deal than winning on the field. And so that's where he's at. He's all about the cap space, as we mentioned earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, a football mind, Amari Cooper, you know what? I'm not moving you for a 5th round pick. Screw it. I'm just going to keep you, and we'll figure it out later. That little $19 million of cap space doesn't bring you more value than having Amari Cooper on the field. I don't care what you do with it, right? Same thing with Randy Gregory, like I said. That little clause, fine, whatever, bro. We're trying to win a championship. Exit out, sign here, let's move on. No. You know what I'm saying? So it's more about Stephen Jones. He wants to have this Bill Belichick Patriots approach, where you're being more cap efficient and you're doing things the Patriots way. But as we just said, look around you, yo. The game is changing. People are
not playing.
They're not playing by that game anymore. people are playing power moves, and if you don't keep up, you're gonna look up and Dak's gonna be 38 years old. Zeke's going, you know what I'm saying? And you wasted all this time trying to build a team through the draft. Where the teams like the Rams say, you know what? I'll just buy me a quarterback, buy me a linebacker, screw them picks, and get to the Super Bowl and be done with it. Because and Stephen Jones even said, he's like, I don't think that's the way to win, because if you do that, you're gonna put yourself in a bind. Like, I don't care what you do. If you win a Super Bowl, bro, we can be to cap hell for the next 30 years. I don't care. I'm done. I'm out. I'm peace. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro. You go all in. You win a Super Bowl. Who cares about the cap after that? Because clearly you see the Rams did it, and they still don't give a damn about the cap.
And they're still doing it. Yo, Bobby Wagner?
They still don't, bro.
If it happens.
And here's the thing. And I said this last night. If you want to get these high caliber players in for cheap, how do you sell them? They see you're going all in for a championship. So Bobby Wagner will say, I might take a lesser than value deal to go play with the Rams, but for the Cowboys, what y'all doing here? No, I need every dime for that. And so that's why you're not getting, those caliber of players that come play for cheap. You're either going to pay me or I'm going to go somewhere else to win a championship, because the allure of the star, that's gone. Like, no one gives a damn like that. Baker Mayfield had tons of commercials in Cleveland, right? Players don't need to be in Dallas to have mass appeal anymore. They can be wherever. So I either want my championship to compete, or I want my dinero, and so something got to give. And Dallas haven't got the championship to compete, so I want all my money. And Stephen Jones isn't going to go for it.
Yep, I agree with everything that you just said, man. Because I feel like, hey, that's the same way in Philly. In 2017, we went for it. I mean, if we feel like after Carson Wentz's rookie season, we went 9-7 or 7-9. We didn't make the playoffs, but the following year, I mean, we put Alshon Jeffries, AJ Ajayi, Blunt around him, LeGarrette Blunt, Torrey Smith. I mean, we literally put, established veterans around our second-year quarterback, and it turned out to be one of the historical, Super Bowl like wins ever, like literally like the second or third quarterback in NFL history to win a Super Bowl with a backup, because our team was that established, was that good and ready to win. So the thing I'm saying with this upcoming, season is this. And the Eagles fans hate me for saying this. Are the Philadelphia Eagles one quarterback away? Hell to the nah. So why go all in on a quarterback, especially a year where you had 3 first-round draft picks? 3. Like me personally, I don't want them to use all 3 first round. I feel like that we should address our, our strengths and weaknesses, which is our linebacker core, maybe a safety, maybe our DB with the first 2, whatever, even if we trade out. But address those situations. And then next year, if you trade out 1 first-round pick to next year, you still have 2 first-round pick, because a first-round pick is going to cost you a first-round pick for next year.
Right.
I don't care what anybody says. So now you still have 2 first-round picks. If Jalen Hurts is not the guy, proven to be the guy this year, at least next year, you still could make your move up the chain, up the draft, which, by the way, the so-called experts say that every quarterback this year in the draft compared to last year's draft would have been a second round. Why would you even do that?
Right.
Why would you even risk of taking a gamble? And by the way, Jalen Hurts is 23, about to be 24, compared to Pickett's and Willis. They're both about to be 23, or Pickett's is about to be older than Jalen Smith. No, the Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts have at least 1 year under his belt, fully starting, under the same system. So why not give him a chance and build around him? But Eagles fans don't want to hear that. He can't throw. He sucked. this and that.
He's inaccurate.
Yeah, he's inaccurate.
Yeah.
So that's why
I feel like I can probably go on your Twitter, copy and paste all the stuff Eagles fans say about Jalen Hurts, and then you can go on my Twitter and copy and paste everything Cowboys fans say about Dak, and it'll be the same thing. You know, it's just like,
but the thing is, your Dak, had weapons around year in and year out, and shown improvements just based on those weapons. You know what I mean? Like literally, the first year they wasn't asking Dak to throw 30, 40 times a game.
Right.
Jalen Hurts first year starting, there was literally like, hey, his head coach was brand new. He was been waiting his whole life. Oh my God, this is my time to shine. By God Almighty, I'm going to my plays. Like, regardless what y'all think, the fan was like, run the ball. The chant in the stadium.
Run the
every
ball.
home game. Run the ball. Run like we can see.
Run the damn ball. Yeah.
Run the damn ball to help your young quarterback out, which what Dallas did with Dak. They ran the ball with Zeke, a bona fide offensive line, with Des Bryant there still, with
Jason Witten.
What's the other name? Justin Witten, but your other a wide receiver, Williams.
Terrence Williams,
Yeah, Terrence Williams is there. So he had like established players, men that was there before. So he had an advantage to like kind of like hand the ball to Zeke. A great offensive line, just do the bare minimum. So if I'm right, or I believe that Dak didn't throw no more for like 4,100 yards his rookie year, maybe 1,000 yards less than that, but he still had the number one rushing, offense that year. So a lot of the team was like, we do not game plan for Dak, game plan for Zeke in the offensive line. That that's basically what he was. And now Eagle fans was like so annoyed. It was like, well, we was a run first offense. 7 weeks into the goddamn season. The first 6 weeks, what happened? Hey, once you throw the ball against Dallas, our head coach even came out and said it after the damn demolish against Dallas week 3.
40 piece, man.
Yeah. Hey, we feel like we feel like we had to keep up with the Dallas Cowboys, the scoring. We didn't feel comfortable with our defense because of your ass.
Right, because we walked you guys in and trying to play it and beat us at our own game. Which
exactly, and you cannot do that. Regardless, basketball, football, soccer, I don't care. You make team play to your strength.
Right.
And as a young head coach, never call plays before. A coach's son, he always wanted to be the guy. Week 3 into the season, we lost so many games because of our play calling. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Like just bad play calling, both offense and defensive side, both young coaches. So we'll see what happens. So it frustrating to me. So within this division, with all that being said, with NFC East / lease, like, Carson Wentz went to the Washington football team.
Right.
Daniel Jones have a new head coach. Us Eagles have a second-year head coach and a second-year quarterback. If we do keep him, by the way, the draft, we said 3 first-round draft pick, and the Dallas Cowboys, just going down, just missing Cooper, just downgrading. I mean, how do you see this division shaping up? And are we in contention to be one of the worst division with the NFC South, which Tom Brady is the only quarterback, compared to Atlanta, Marcus Mariota, the Saints, with Jameis Winston just coming off a torn ACL, and the Panthers still searching for their quarterback. So how do you see these two divisions, and how close are they?
I don't, and see, even last year I said this, bro. I don't think that the NFC East was the NFC least. Like, I don't feel like we have the worst division in football. I just feel like we struggle sometimes putting everything together. So I know a lot of people like to say, "Oh, the NFC least," because it sounds good. Okay, it rhymes. Okay, perfectly fine. But we saw like
Yeah,
our division is able to compete with any team around the league. It just depends on if we show up. The talent pool is there. It's
yeah,
just, everything else. I mean, you even go back to the year prior, it's like when Tampa won the Super Bowl, who played them the closest in the playoffs? It
the
was the
Washington.
Washington. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So it's like the talent is there. You saw
yeah,
what Dallas was able to do, versus Tampa and some of these other teams. So, people like to say that NFC least. So I feel like the NFC East is going to be a competitive team. I mean, competitive a division. Now we do have some bottom dwellers right now, but I feel like the Giants, they're going to figure it out. And that's the one thing about our division. We don't
yeah,
have that one team's going to be staying trash for many years to come.
exactly.
I feel like the Giants eventually they're going to figure out, they're going to bounce back. It might not be next year, but they're going to get to a point where it's like, all right, things are making sense. So I think like 10 to 11 wins will win the division. And I feel like it's going to come down between the Cowboys and the Eagles. I mean, without any injuries, of course. But I feel like we will be the top two teams to come out of the division. But I feel like the Washington football, I'm calling the football teams. I hate that commander's name. The Washington football team, it actually sounds smoother. They're going to be a lot more competitive with Carson as well. So, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
look, I feel you. Like, yo, honest truth, man. I feel like every year this division comes down to two teams, regardless what the preseason polls say. Because I feel like just off of a Philly mentality,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of the talent,
Mm-hmm.
yo, they're always in it, regardless. Like, man, there's something about Philly. It's like, hey, though, hey, Washington could have the best defense, Dallas could have the best offense, but some way, somehow, the Philadelphia Eagles underdogs mentality gonna rise up regardless. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know where they at. So
Right.
I do agree with you. I don't see the Giants, regardless of the coaching, change with with Gamble and whatever it is. They still had uh Denny Fumbles. Yeah, he is leading the NFC East in turnovers and fumbles and all this stuff. So I don't see them,
Mm-hmm.
doing much. Like, in matter of fact, the number one wide receiver in Galladay did not have one single touchdown
Right.
last year, and they paid top dollars for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and now you put Carson Wentz, with the Washington Commanders. How
The
mentally
Commanders.
he still got to compete for the starting job. You know, and he still pat the ball 20 times before he like, come on, open up, open up. And by the time he throws the ball, everybody know exactly what he's throwing to, and
Right.
that was his downfall. With the coach, I'm just hoping that Jalen Hurts, that they're competitive in him.
Mm-hmm.
With year in, year out. This dude went from Alabama next year to Oklahoma, was a Heisman runner up,
Mm-hmm.
and Alabama wasn't even in the playoffs.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm just hoping that he's listening to all this critique, just like Dak. You
Right.
know what I mean? Just listen to
They
all,
they hear it. They hear it.
bad mouth and stuff like that. And regardless how smooth, calm you are, your Dak Prescott is one of the smoothest. Yeah, hey, we lost today, but hey, look, we just gotta get better. Yo,
Right.
I didn't play well yet. We just gotta get better. You
Right.
know what I mean? Yo, hey,
Right.
you don't know how many times
That's
I
that's
watched
that's his
the
go-to, man.
Cowboy press conference, and Dak Prescott never take the bait. And
Yeah.
I feel like that Jalen Hurts is the same kind of character. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
He
Like,
got
is it both
Dak
fear?
got that from Romo, man. That we got to get better, man. It's kind of like the signature uh statement in Dallas, man. We just got to get better, man.
But no. Yo, I feel a little bit different what Dak said than Romo said. Like,
Yeah.
honest truth, man. And there's something about Romo saying, hey, we gotta get better, and Dak saying better, because the angry and Dak, like, you can see a man's eyes, and like, you know
Right.
what? he really means it. He's really trying his best, but he can only go so far by himself if nobody else is coming with him.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, and Romo was like, it's like a script to Romo. Yeah, we gotta get better. Yeah, we gotta get better. Yeah, we gotta get better. So okay, Romo, what is it today? We gotta get better. You know what I mean?
Gotta get better, right? Just saying on repeat.
Yeah, but Dak had to prove himself game in, game out, year in and year out without giving anything because he never, was in that circle with Jerry Jones compared to Romo. Hey, in that good old boy circle, you know what I mean? Hey, come here, my son, this and that. But Dak was always like, hey, I got you. But I'm gonna keep you at arm length, and we still gotta get better and stuff like that. So I feel like that. Look, right now, going into the season before the draft, the Dallas Cowboys still have an edge in the division, and I feel like that they would be the favorites. And it's hard for me to say, but I feel like that they would be the favorites if they kept the core together going into the season because the Green Bay Packers got worse. Losing Devontae Adams was not a small thing. The Buccaneers got worse. The players got older, and Godwin is coming off a season-ending ACL torn injury. And Gronk is getting older. Who else? The Rams. And they lost Robert Woods and Von Miller. So they are coming off worse than they are going into the season. But the Dallas Cowboys, I feel like if they kept their core, if they just kept their core with Collins and just running back one more year. But I think that Jerry Jones is so angry, he's like, bump it. But y'all still have enough. But you'll still have enough to be the third best team in the NFC because I still feel like the Rams and the Bucks are the only two teams that's better than y'all, just because of who they brought back or who they capped.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. We shall see, man. We shall see.
All right, man. Look, hey, I appreciate you, man, coming on, man.
Yeah, appreciate you for having me, my guy. I appreciate it, man. We'll definitely have to do it again, especially once the season wraps up, the draft season wraps up, and then we kind of can tell where our teams look like, and then we'll definitely come back and do it again, my guy.
Yo, look, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, hey, this is the calmest I'm going to be, right? You know what I mean? And once the season starts, it's going to be fireworks, this and that. I believe in my team to a certain extent. But look, I appreciate you, man, coming on, man. Look, thank you very much.
Look at Philly the podcast, man. Hey, Philly, bro, what size shirt you wear? See, last year, I issued a challenge, man. And these Eagle content creators thought that the Eagles was going to win more games than the Cowboys. And so they bet me, and the loss was they were going to have to wear Cowboys gear on their channel for a full week. Philly the podcast, my guy he ain't paid his debts yet.
All right, wait, what was it again? Wait. So the Eagles was gonna win.
They bet that the Eagles was going to win more games than the Cowboys last year.
Who bet you that though? Who bet you that?
My guy Joe Castro from Philly. Podcast did. My guy Mike from Philly the podcast did. Philly Mike did. And my guy Philly Notion. Philly Notion paid his debt. Right after the season was over, he jumped on it early. But we still got 2 more. He said 3X, I'm on cheesesteaks. Y'all was supposed to send me that Micah shirt. I'm not sending you that Micah shirt. Not that easy. Now, we gonna get them dressed right, man. So next year, when we doing the round tables, I probably won't do the bet next year. You know what I'm saying? But if I decide to, I'll definitely reach out to you, man.
Yeah, man. Look, hey, facts, man. Hey, I appreciate, old Joe Castro, man. Hey, one of the great Eagle content creator, man. He keep it real. And he also a Brooklyn Nets fan. I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan. we're not from Philly, by the way. You know what I mean? You know, hey, they're Sixer fans. I'm a New Jersey Nets / Brooklyn Nets. They moved to Brooklyn. Hey, look, I'm not gonna give up my, my royalties, so I'm gonna travel with my team to Brooklyn.
Right.
But it is what it is. But Joe is one of those guys that's with me on the Brooklyn Nets. But hey, if he say he gonna give you your shirt, or next year,
yeah, I'm get a special shirt for him, man. I got my own merch store, man. But he want a Micah Parsons shirt. He not getting off the hook that easy, man. He a Penn State guy. Yeah, so he wants a part. Like, yeah, he's not getting off the hook that easy, man. Nah, I'm not doing that, bro. Like, nah.
Yeah, just like me. We are Penn State fan, man. Hey, you could get me a Micah Parsons, anything you want. I will wear it.
All right. Well, you can go to cowboysfansonly.com. I got Micah Parsons gear on my merch store, man. So hey, it's actually it's a fire shirt though, man. It's fire. So
but hey, I could understand why he tried to trick you into
he tried to get off easy, man. Nah, we gonna get him a Dallas Cowboys snuggie or something like that, man.
Hey, I did see that Philly Notion one. When he literally went live and into the Cowboys store.
Yeah, Philly paid his
$40 for a hat, $20 for a shirt. I was like, God damn, that's a lot of.
Philly got in, Philly Notion got in and did his debts early, but Mike and Joe, they still kind of lingering out there, man. We don't get it.
All right, bro. Hey, look, once again, man, hey, before we end this, man, let them know where they could find you at and what are you working on. I mean, any draft, uptakes you having in the works. Are you going to be live doing the draft show and whatever it is? I'll just let them know.
Yeah, so you guys can find me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, JTuck151. And then, of course, my YouTube channel is CFO Sports. So come over, man. Like I said, we just talking football, having a good time, talk, draft and everything. So, I got a lot of draft film studies coming out. My guy Joe cherry picked one of mine with Jermaine Johnson. And as soon as I posted that video, he was like, "Oh man, that's one of my picks, man." So, so Jermaine Johnson. So that's what I love to do, man. I just love talking football, breaking down film on prospects. I will actually be at the NFL draft, man, but out there in Vegas. So I tell people, like, day one, expect a lot of draft coverage from me. Day two, don't come looking for me, man, because I'm going to be kicking it. So, like, all right.
It's only one draft pick on day one.
That's it, bro. That's all y'all getting from me, man. I'm going to cover that first draft pick, and the next day, man, I got a whole party set up, man. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff out there in Vegas, so don't come looking for me. But until then, man, like I said, I'm going to be dropping draft video after draft video after draft video. So I got a lot of new prospects, so some guys the Eagles might be watching as well. Some of these wide receivers, man, that's kind of our expertise. So I can show y'all how to stunt. I got the Chris Olave film up there. I'm about to do Treylon Burks and Drake London and some of these other wide receivers. Sky Moore was another one I did early, way back in February. So yeah, I love just talking football, man. And like I said, on Sunday mornings, I'll be on the show 810 Radio, WHB ESPN Kansas City with my guy Darren Smith on the ship. Talking all sports, man. I'm actually a Mavericks fan, but we talk basketball too, do all that fun stuff. So
okay, hey, look, hey, I love it, man. I love it. Much respect to you, man, for coming on this show, man. Hey, I'm gonna echo a little bit of what you said, man. Hey, for real, hey, look, if you are not subscribed to this channel, man, just go ahead, hit them up. Hey, regardless if you're an Eagles fan or a Cowboys fan, go check out his content. I promise you, like, I hate the Cowboys, but I love realistic Cowboys fans, though.
Right.
That's one of my pet peeves. You know what I mean? Like I said, one of my best friends, for about 10 years now, is a Cowboys fan, and he be smoking and talking that junk on my live. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's all love, but just don't take nothing personal. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You gotta say, just keep it to yourself, or inbox it, personally, but just nothing, up the wall. But I really appreciate you coming on this channel, man. Like I said, I've been trying to reach out to you for almost a year now, because I started last April, right before the draft.
Okay.
I started my channel, and I listened to multiple segments, and stuff like that. And you keep it real, like
that's all I know how to do.
Not a delusional Cowboys fan, which a lot of people think that every Cowboys fans are delusional. You know why?
Right. Because we got some delusional fans out there.
5. The number 5.
5 what? 5 rings?
God, yeah, that's it. Come on, man. Come on. They're always like, we got 5 rings. We got 5 rings. We got 5. Like, it don't matter if you won a ring yesterday. We got 5. We got 5. Like, God damn. Yo, I wasn't even born yet. We got 5. Like, it's just one of those things. So that's why people hate the Dallas Cowboys, by the way. They're always trying to throw the 5 rings in their faces. Like, come on, man. Half the, American population wasn't even alive.
Hey, ain't our fault, man. Ain't our fault. So.
Look, I agree because, you know why? I got one.
Right. Yeah, y'all throw that one out real quick. Yeah, y'all throw that one out real quick. So,
I got one. I was at the parade, pom-poms and everything. Where were you when you got your 5? Right, come on, baby.
That's all right. We about to get this next one, man. 6 on the way.
Come on, man. Stop it. Stop. See, that's the problem.
6 on the way, man.
I can't stop crying right now. But look, you know what? That's the problem right there. Every year is your year.
I didn't say this year.
I
said it's all the way. I didn't say it.
It's what have you done for me lately? You know what I mean?
Season 2023, man. We're gonna be right. Yeah, that's a whole other conversation, my guy.
All right, all right, man. Hey, we go on all night, man. But look, if you're not following this guy, man, just go follow him. His link is below, man. Trust me, you would want to hear what he had to say about the Cowboys. Trust me. Yeah, you would think that he's an Eagles fan. He is fighting against other Cowboys fans for being delusional, huh?
I have so many Cowboys fans blocked. Y'all think it's crazy. So it's like, so sometimes like Eagles fans coming, they kind of rid some of the Cowboys fans for
Eagle fan travel, man. And regardless if you're online or in real life,
right?
We will come to your stadium and really show you some love. So, like I said, man, I promise you, if you're an Eagles fan and you're not subscribed to his channel, just go check him out. Because I listened to him. Matter of fact, I listened to him today. Spoke about yesterday, about the whole delusional thing, about the whole cap space on his Cowboys. Trust me, hey, when I'm at work, I try to listen to certain teams, YouTube channel to get my day by. Right. So I got ready for the show by listening to your show.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate you, man, making my day go by faster, than usual. But look, at this upcoming season, the NFC periods, not even the NFC East, but the NFC is wide open. So regardless what fan you are, who you going for, please subscribe to our channels, both, J Tuck, CFO Sports. And matter of fact, so how did you get this gig though? Because it used to be J Tuck though, because I've been following you for a while. So like, what happened? I mean, did you get a sponsorship or what?
With the radio thing?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Salute to my guy Darren Smith, man, here in Kansas City. He kind of saw me moving and how I've been moving, doing my own thing, and he reached out to me, and he honestly reached out to me to cover the Kansas Jayhawks first. And so I started covering them, man. And then from there, I kind of got my foot in the door, and then had the opportunity to cover the Super Bowl this past year. Got to interview Joe Burrow and Cheeto Bay Awuzie and some of those players. So it's a good opportunity. And from that, he's like, man, let's just partner up. So it's been a huge blessing, man. But the grind don't stop, man. It's like, a lot of people don't understand. When you see my content, you see my shows, it's all me. The graphics, the production, like everything is like a one-man army. So, a lot of people respect that. And like I said, it's never about me. It's about the community, giving them a voice, giving them an avenue, and, raising all of our voice, because ultimately we all want the same thing. Whether you're a Cowboys fan, Eagles fan, or whoever, you want to win a championship. And so everyone's voice needs to be heard. And I'm just using my platform to prevail that and put that on a brighter stage.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, hey, I watch a lot of your shows. I watch Cowboys, a fan talk, a live a podcast, and I watch what D Law, right? Oh, man, old
Yeah,
James
man,
Harden looking type of guy.
that's my sister, man. Mariella, that's my sister, man.
No,
So,
no. Oh, James Harden looking type of guy. Like, what's his name? Oh, man, he looked like James Harden, man. Like shoot, I forgot his name.
Law Nation?
Yes. He looked like James Harden, man.
Yeah. Law, man.
My people. The Raw Nation, those are the only real 3 Cowboys content content creators I listen to. Raw Nation, Cowboys, a fan talk, and J Tuck, aka CFO, sports talk, So hey, that's the only like 3 Cowboys, fan base YouTube channel I listen to, because I don't like haters and unrealistic content. Like,
right.
I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? So I just don't vibe with that.
Right.
So I like real shit and just keep it real.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just tell me, the latest breaking news, the real facts. If not, then I gotta move on.
Right.
And y'all keep, all 3 of y'all with Law Nation, Cowboy Fan Talk, and myself, so hey, y'all keep it real. So I really enjoy listening to y'all. So
yeah, I was answering the question in the chat, talking about Mariella Bowers. Like, Mary's my sister, man. Like, she's gonna actually, we'll be out in Vegas, man. So salute to Mary. We got a lot of females in the Cowboys community that kills it as well, man. Like I said, sometimes I'll put some of my sisters against anybody, some of these dudes, man, because they really be killing it, man. So salute to everybody in this content game, and we'll see draft season, man.
Yeah, your facts, man. I mean, are you doing anything special for draft night or draft weekend? I mean, are you going live at all?
Yeah, I'll be live day one. That's it.
Yo, I'm pretty sure and YouTube is gonna be lit with blue and green. Like,
I'll be out there.
I don't see
I'm throwing a huge pool party out in Vegas, man, for some of my content creator friends, man. So the second day we're gonna get a cabana, bottle service, all sorts of stuff, man. Day 2. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a little big, man, for day 2 of the draft.
Where you gonna be at though? Where you gonna be at? Hey, I might decide to pop up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Hey, hit me if you're out there, man. Like I said, we'll be out there, man. So we'll have a good time and just kick back, and because like it's a lot of work that goes in the draft, man. Like,
look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't try to do the whole draft thing because me personally, I don't want to mislead my my followers, saying that, hey, I know so much about this guy and this guy and this guy. So I really leave it to the experts, like you yourself. You know what I mean? You literally just break down, the dress of prospects. I literally just bring on people that's at the combine on my channel to break down the draft, a prospect, than me just guessing, because I'm not there.
Right.
You know what I mean? I work for the government. You know what I mean?
Right.
I literally work from 6 to 2, from 6 to 3.
Right.
So I can't keep up with, at 11 o'clock, in the morning, where there's live combines going on. I'm like, I assume no. So I don't do that. I try to bring on people that know more than me, regardless, male or female. So I just try to bring you on. Let's just talk about football.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. It's a lot that goes into it, But for me personally, it keeps me close to the game, like because I play football, right? And so it's
Yeah.
like I was able to like to watch prospects, and like if you go back and you watch my draft content last year, like people were like, "Bro, Tuck was spot on," and it gives me that kind of feel like I trust my eyes and I trust what I see. When all the Cowboys fans were hating Micah Parsons during the draft, I was the only one to drop a video saying, "Hey, this kid is special and can be special if someone picks him up." And now everyone loves him, right? So it's like I love that the aspect of it. So it is a grind, man, because you're watching. I was watching some offensive guards today, from Chattanooga, and you're just like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you got to make sure that you're up on your game because you could
Yeah,
miss
that's what I'm
out on
saying.
that gym, And sometimes I'll
Yeah.
be watching film. I was doing it today. I was watching Boise, and then Boise State watching wide receiver Khalil Shickham out of Boise, and I looked on the defensive end. I was like, "Who's that?" I was like, "Oh, wait, that what I'm saying?" And so it's like it kind of spun my eyes a little bit
Yeah.
and started scouting. So I was scouting like two players that at once, and it's kind of a cool process, and it all comes together. And like and then it said end of April, I'm gonna relax and party and celebrate and be done. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like me personally, like I work for the government. Like I'm literally in an office with no phones available.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah. So
I
yeah. You
literally have to
out of the
be
loop.
on Twitter, like refresh my Twitter every second. And the best thing I could do just retweet it or quote tweet it, on Twitter. But
Mm-hmm.
man, it is what it is. So I
Right.
appreciate, and that's the reason why you have to follow certain content creators,
Mm-hmm.
because if I can't put the news out, other content creators could put the news out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
that's why I never say, "Hey, don't follow this guy." Man, I always say just follow this Eagle content creator, this Eagles content creator, or this content creator, because if I can't put the news out, I don't want to cheat you out of knowing what's going on. So
Right.
hey, just go follow this person right here because he have more access than I do.
Right. Right. Facts.
So hey, look, man, I appreciate everybody just tuning in, man. At the end of the day, we all sports fan, regardless if we bleed green or not. But I tell you one thing though, the Eagles are coming for the division. And as always, like I always say, go Birds. I'm not going to give you a chance to say whatever you got to say. So go Birds.